Do you get all confused when someone starts talking about the impersonal verb forms or the infinitive, the gerund and the participle? Let me help you understand what they're talking about. Hello and welcome to another Spanish lesson with me, Eva. Today I will help you understand what the impersonal verb forms are, the infinitive, the gerund and the participle, okay, and how they behave in a sentence, how we use them when we speak, okay? But first, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it yet. Don't forget to hit the bell button and don't forget to like these lessons as well. Okay, good. So we are talking impersonal verb forms, okay? Impersonal, of course, as opposed to personal. So let's explain why these other forms are called personal. Simply because we can tell the person of that verb. For example, if I say tienes, I know that this is second person singular. You have. Tienes means you have. If I say cantan, I know this is the third person plural. They sing. Okay? So the personal forms of a verb tell us which person is having something, is doing the singing, or whatever that verb means, okay? Impersonal verb forms don't give us this information, okay? They don't tell us if it's me or you or someone else doing the thing that that verb says, okay? Whether it's to have something, to sing, to cook, to buy, to live, to love, it doesn't matter, okay? So in Spanish, as in many other languages, there are three impersonal forms of each verb, okay? So a verb will have a bunch of personal forms, which you will have to learn when you learn all the different tenses, but each verb will also have three impersonal forms, okay? The first one, and the one that you most likely will come across first, if nothing else, it's the one that you find in dictionaries and glossaries. It's the infinitive, okay? So the infinitive, infinitive. Sometimes I feel I'm dyslexic. Okay, so the infinitive are verbs, those forms of a verb that end with ar, or ir. Okay, so Spanish infinitives only have three possible endings: ar, and ir. Okay, for example, cantar, trabajar, amar are examples of the first conjugation, so the infinitive ends in ar. A few examples of the second conjugation infinitive would be beber, temer, creer, leer. And some examples of the third conjugation infinitive would be vivir, salir, pedir, etc. Okay? So, if you see a verb and it ends with either ar, or ir, you know you are dealing with the infinitive form, okay? And with these, as I said earlier, because they are impersonal, we don't know who is doing, I don't know, hablar, the talking, beber, the drinking, or vivir, the living, okay? The infinitive does not give us that information. All we know is whether it's first, second, or third conjugation, and obviously the meaning of the verb. Okay? What the verb means. Okay, the second impersonal form is the gerund. Okay? In English, that would be verbs ending with ing. Okay? So instead of to walk, which would be the infinitive, what we find in a dictionary, we would have the gerund walking. Instead of read, again, read would be the infinitive, the one that we find in a dictionary, the gerund of read is reading, okay? Or buy, the gerund would be buying, okay? So the endings for the gerund, for the Spanish verbs, again, we have to keep in mind that the Spanish verbs are divided in three groups. The first conjugations are those that end in ar, and their ending, gerund ending, is ando. Okay, so if the verb is trabajar, the gerund of trabajar will be trabajando. And verbs ending in either er or ir will end with yendo. Okay, so for example, to drink, beber, would be bebiendo, and salir, to go out, saliendo. Okay, so these two have the same gerund ending. Okay, good. Okay, and then the third impersonal form is the participle. Okay. In English, if it's a regular verb, and again, I'm only, well, actually here in Spanish there's no irregularities when it comes to the infinitives and the gerunds, but there are some irregular participles as well, just like in English. So if a verb is regular in English, the ending for the participle is ed. So play, it would be played. I don't know, again, play, played, cook, cooked, etc. If it's irregular, then you just have to learn the participle. So for example, for see, it's seen. For read, it's read. For buy, it's bought. No? What do the participles look like in Spanish? Again, if it's the first conjugation, if it's a verb ending in ar, the participle will end in ado. For example, comprar would be comprado. And if it's a verb ending in er or ir, it will end in ido. Okay, so again, these two share the same ending. So beber, to drink, would be bebido, and salir, to go out, salido. Okay, good. I'll give you an example of three verbs, one ending with ar, another one with er, and another one with ir, with all these three forms. So for example, andar is to walk, okay, to go somewhere on foot, to walk. Andar is the infinitive. The gerund is andando, and then the participle andado. Okay, that's the first conjugation, an example of a verb from the first conjugation. Er, let's say beber, to drink. Beber is the infinitive. Bebiendo, the gerund, and bebido, the participle. And then the ir, an example of ir, vivir, to live, viviendo, and vivido. Okay, why are these important and when do we use them? We see them when we have two verbs together. So, andar, beber, and vivir, andando, bebiendo, and viviendo, and andado, bebido, and vivido will never appear on their own, okay? They, let's say, are not strong enough to work on their own. They need a partner. They need someone to help them. And that will come in the form of another verb, okay? So, for example, a combination with a sentence with andar, where there's another verb, you might say, I don't know, you sprain your ankle or twist something, and you say, uf, no puedo andar. I can't walk. No puedo. Puedo is a verb, and puedo tells us the person. Puedo is I can't. No puedo andar. Okay, so we have puedo followed by andar. Puedo gives us the person, the tense. It's in the present, it's not in the past or the future. Is it singular or is it plural? Is it just one person that can't walk, or is it a few people that can't walk? So puedo will give us the grammatical information, no? Who's the person that can't walk? Whereas andar provides the meaning, no? Walking, what is it that we can't do? What is it that I can't do? Walking, I can't walk, okay? Same with here, if I'm thirsty, I might say, quiero beber, I want to drink, no? And again, quiero is I want to. So quiero tells us that it's the first person, singular, that it's the present tense, I want to drink now. But what is it that I want? To drink. And that's what this second verb, the infinitive, contributes, no? The meaning. Same with vivir, okay? So we will have combinations whenever you see either an infinitive, a gerund, or a participle. You will notice that they never come alone, okay? They always have another verb preceding them, okay? Same in English. I don't know, a song. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. We don't say I dreaming. There's am in between, no? There's am preceding dreaming. I am dreaming. Without am, I dreaming doesn't make any sense, okay? So even in English, the gerund, a verb ending with ing, does not come alone. It needs help. I am dreaming. Same goes with the participle. The participle will need help from another verb, and it's the verb to have. So for example, I have played, I have cooked, or he has cooked, okay? So again, I cooked has a very different meaning to I have cooked, or I haven't seen, no? If I only say I seen, it doesn't make sense. We need this have or haven't, okay? So the gerund, the infinitive, the gerund and the participle in English, but here I want to show you how it works in Spanish, they will always come in company of another verb, of an auxiliary verb or a helping verb, okay? They will never come alone, okay? The good thing about the infinitive, the gerund and the participle is that they only have one form, and this is the infinitive of the verb to walk. This is the gerund and this is the participle. These never change. What does change is this verb that comes in front, okay? So I can say I'm walking and we have am, or I can say you're walking and now we have are, or she is walking and now we have is. The same will happen in Spanish. These are static, they never change, but it's the verbs that come with them, these helping verbs, that will then be, as we would say, conjugated. They will change. They will change the person, the number, and the tense. So it might be first, second, or third person. It might be singular or plural, and then any tense there is in Spanish, okay? A present or past or a future tense, okay? So remember, these are the three impersonal verb forms: the infinitive, the gerund, the participle. They never change and they never come alone, okay? Good. Okay, well, that's all for today. Have a good day. I hope you're enjoying these lessons. I look forward to showing you the next one and teaching you something more next time. So do practice a lot, and I'll see you again in the next lesson.